Hello, everyone. We're having a tournament today as a part of Mogi Lounge's second anniversary, I think. Yeah, second anniversary. The Mogipalooza. Just sit out.
Super sweating.
Hello. So today's bracket is going to be players that are on the higher end of the MMR kind of bell curve that we got going on. We're calling it the True Arena today. This is room C in the this is room C out of the two rooms that are being streamed. Krakow is streaming room B. I can go drop his I'll go drop his Twitch link in the chat if you want to go check out the room, the B stream. So we'll go do that. If you want to check out the other room, and we'll eventually be converging into there, so we'll only be running 2 sets. So right now, we're still waiting on Galactice. He's only got like 4 minutes before we eventually kick him out to lower bracket. Hello, Yellow, and Mizu, and Soliana, and Holy Blade, and Domo. I also have Napwek here with me, though he is opting to stay muted for the most part. But he'll be helping Galactice down at 10. So, he's opting to stay muted, but he's going to be helping run the set. Thank you, Napwek. So I guess we're just... Yep. I don't know if that came through, but I'm gonna hope it did. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna be hanging out. Three watch streaks? I haven't streamed in like 6 months. That's crazy that you got that. Oh my god. He's a true fan. Napwek is a true fan. This is true. 2 minutes. And then we're just gonna let the bot rip. So I believe it'll be 6 rounds plus practice, correct? For the first couple rounds, and then losers finals will be... Yeah, prac plus 6 races, yeah, okay. Good to know. He's got 1 minute, and then he's getting the bot. I have a feeling he's getting the max level bot. Alright. Get the bot in there, Napwek. so we're gonna get started here. We're gonna get the practice round going. And then after that, it'll be 6 rounds. Top 4 will progress to upper finals. And then bottom 4 will be sent to lower semis.
What's the max level bot command? I'm bad.
Bot's 13, I believe. I think 13's the highest level, yeah. Rest in peace, Galactic. Are you able to put on auto screens as well, Napwag? It's on? Okay, thank you. Alright, so this is practice round. So this won't count towards the final total, but it'll definitely set the tone for some of our competitors here. God. Getting in mid-boost, just kind of hanging out in the front. It's a very trappable map. A lot of the map kind of revolves around the tripwire. So like here, right? You'll see some players might opt to hang behind so they can get the paration, like Midbus did there. He hung behind to get the sneaker panel. Use a super ring to give him a little bit of extra paration and managed to take the tripwire and break ahead. So a lot of the back and forth on this map does revolve around that tripwire, but it also makes it very susceptible to traps. Got Seacats here, choosing to be resourceful with his shoe. Looks like he's holding onto it to try and take the cut. Let's see if that's what he does. Yep, looks like it. Use the shoe to take the cut. Pretty good. Manages to get the XP ahead of Midbus by a frame. Very good mine for Midbus. Catch Seacats. That's a pretty brutal mine there. I believe that's Lilacs, just judging by the color. Looks like unfortunately Aerith and Bree are stuck in the back. Yep, Aerith gets caught on the mine. Fortunately, Aerith is at a bit of a ping disadvantage here, being in, I believe, D6. Yeah, D6. Pretty good. Ooh, that mine on the corner catches Private Twinkle Toes. It's now Lilac and Seacats battling out up front here. Seacats has amp, so he can pull ahead, get the whip off on Lilac. Managed to steal first there for practice. Doesn't count for points, but gives players an opportunity to warm up for sure. Bot Robohood getting 6. That's pretty funny. What? Holy Blade giving a sub to Big O. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Holy Blade. Thank you, Johnny. Alright, we're going into round 1 of 6. How's the audio, by the way? Does the audio sound good on the stream? Is anything too loud or too quiet? I haven't really gotten to mess around with it all that much. Let's go bot Robohood. Voice could be a little deep. Like loud, or like, am I just talking too deep? Game audio and mic could be louder. Okay, I'll turn both up a little bit. Do that. We'll try that. So anyway, starting out here, we got Lilac actually breaking ahead, getting pretty good. Getting a pretty good lead here. Placing a trap between those pillars. See, those fire pillars are a super good trap spot. You don't get a lot of room to work with. You have to pass through those with traps. Playing over the big screen? Hell yeah. I love that, man. Appreciate it. Seacats with the back jaws on Aerith. Private Twinkletoes pulls ahead. Oop, bit of a stutter there. Save for the Tri-Dash. Ooh, and mine going wide. Interesting. That's definitely going to catch somebody on the... trying to pass the tripwire. Seacats placing a Stone Shoe going into the final lap here. Got a pretty tight pack, with unfortunately the bot and Denny in the back. In 6th place, in 7th place, that's pretty rough. Aerith, unfortunately, having a really bad drift line there. Too many bananas in the way. Ooh, and the stray Orby stopping Bree in her tracks. It's now between our unfortunate bum for Private Twinkletoes. It's now really between Midbis and Seacats here. See who can try to pull ahead. Seacats does have the amps though, but Midbis bails and gets his out, giving him the first place on this map. And Denny manages to get a comeback into 4th. The XP is not looking too good for him though. Not looking too good. Whatever you do, never fall. Ah, that would explain it. Denny getting faulty. Yeah, a D. That's still not. That's not great. Not great to start with. Rip Robohood. Robohood has passed and is now being replaced with Echo. So really, it's bottom 3 that are gonna have to. Really, bottom 3, or was it 5th or 7th is what you really gotta think about. So we're not saving the scores for the bot. Got Skyscraper Leaps here. This is losers? No, this is round 1. We just started. Galactice has been replaced with a bot, so he's going to lower bracket. We got the first blood here. Looks like Private Twinkletoes, I think, got bot Echo pulling up ahead on the lead. Got Bree getting the checkpoint there first. This map is very heavily reliant on voltage here, so there's this voltage panel, and just the way the map's laid out really incentivizes you to hold onto it as long as possible. Because when you have voltage, you get the faster drift sparks. You get the faster drift sparks, and it lets you take these corners a lot cleaner. Unfortunately, Bree drops it here, but if you save it to the end here, right? Denny is going to hold on to it, and Aerith's going to showcase it as well. You can hold on to it, spend it there, and take that off-road nice and clean like. Denny, ooh! Gets the explosion off on Seacats, taking them both down. Seacats has a Jaws and stops Denny. That's pretty crazy. Just stop watching the other map. Daniel's dropping too hard. That's fucked up. Coming in here, it's pretty even between Bree and Midbis. Not something I was expecting, to be honest. That early kill on Seacats was a good play from Denny. Seacats did manage to catch up. Unfortunately, Denny's still in the back, having a hard time catching up. Got Seacats and Private Twinkletoes here. Both, again, saving that voltage for this straightaway, getting some pretty good value off of it. Feathering off each other, too. Seacats. Ooh, Private Twinkletoes goes for the super ring. Give himself just a little bit extra airtime. Now between these two. Ooh, and Seacats goes for the whip, gets it, and manages to cut off Private Twinkletoes right at the end. Really close between those two. Absolutely really close. Denny. Denny's not having a good time. That might. Thank you for the gift sub, Holy Blade. Someone stop Seacats. Seacats is a pretty powerful individual, but did manage to get a good comeback there, despite having a rough start. We now have Falco Lombardi taking the bot slot. Where'd they both come from? Seacats is on a tear. Although I can't say that's too, excuse me, I can't say that's too surprising. He is 3rd seed in this whole lineup. Oop. Might have to get a pause. I'm a noob. All right, so we'll just have to wait for Aerith to come back. All right, looks like they came back pretty quick. And we're gonna get going on Vermilion Vessel. Oh, god damn it. There you go. Holy shit. Paper fucking Mario. Yo. We got a celebrity in that mid bitch. No, be nice. Private Twinkletoes with the first blood. Pretty good start. Denny is gonna need to get as many first bloods as he can to give himself a bit of an edge going into this. Seacats picks up an egg mark, starts getting passed around a bit here. Who's got it? Oh, Lilac's got it, and I believe it's on... It's on Bree. Bree, unfortunately, eats it from Lilac. Ooh, Lilac with the aggressive whip on Denny, stopping his momentum in his tracks. Extremely good aggressive play. Lilac opting not to take the voltage, probably for better speed control here. This voltage though is very important. I think this one you definitely need to optimize. Lilac going for another aggressive whip, but doesn't get anybody. Lilac has a Jaws. Looks for the lineup on somebody. I don't know if they're aiming for anyone in particular. Ooh, unfortunately hits the stage hazard. Seacat's hanging out in the back still. Having a rough time. Down between Bree and Midbis. Ooh, Private Twinkletoes cutting off Bree's voltage, and she hits the hazards. Unfortunately, that's gonna really slow her roll here. Private Twinkletoes has the landmine. Midbis looking to dodge it, cuts off Private Twinkletoes, forcing him to deploy the amps. Midbis taking a pretty good line, but it's not enough to catch up to Denny, who snatches first place. What is going on between these two? Jeez. Seacat's kind of stuck in the back the whole time, unfortunately. Blame Bree. That's brutal. Rest in peace, Paper Mario. Set bots to max level. They should be max level. If you did bots 13, that's what it is. Alright, going into round 4. Got an interesting lineup of maps here. Green Hills. This is a very, very interesting. I feel like everybody plays this map just a little bit differently. There's a lot of like weird shit you can do here just to like optimize certain lines. Axel Stone has a stroke at the line, letting Bree get the first blood here. Kind of takes that turn a little awkward. Force her to deploy her amps to keep the lead. Seacat's climbing ahead, just taking a much better line overall. Ooh, Stone Shoe on Bree. Seacat's gonna be able to cut her off. Bree opting to go for the sharp line there to avoid it. Very, very smart. We got Denny, doesn't have the right speed. Oh, He has an opportunity to kill Denny here. Opts to throw the Orby forward in order to trap that section. Everyone's kind of bumping around here. That Tri-Dash is pretty important to play around. I fucking suck at it. No matter how much I try to practice it, I can never seem to land it. Got Lilac in the lead, taking the shortcut. That shortcut is insanely good. That's another thing to think about on this map, just can you take the shortcut? Speaking of shortcuts, we got Aerith taking the big skip here. Putting them in a prime position to trap this tube. Opting to use a banana, hits mid this. Very good Tri-Dash from Aerith. Unfortunately, Seacats pulls just barely ahead of them last second. Seacats relocating the banana peel. Got some carnage going on in the back. Bree taking the shortcut. Definitely gonna get some good XP for that. Pretty tight pack, or a pretty tight race here between top three. Aerith not able to take the shortcut. Has to go to the bottom route. That is pretty rough. We have in the top route none other than Bree. Oh, that is an unfortunate Tri-Dash from Bree, right into the respawn plane. That is just unfortunate. I didn't even know you could hit that. That's crazy. That is evil and fucked up. Alright, we got Diesel Distillery. Starting off here, we got Seacats and Denny kind of taking the charge here. This is a very good adaptation of Petroleum Refinery from V1. Ooh, that Jaws is going in deep, trying to reach Seacats, but unfortunately it catches a wall. Bree here in the front. Seacats needs to be careful not to overspend in case he collides with Bree. And just to get the checkpoint though, so it works out. Going to lap 2 here. The pack seems pretty split. We got kind of 3 separate races going on. Ooh, very, very good draws from Denny there. Catches Bree. Denny opting to go for the springs back there, but doesn't go for the tripwire. Maybe he didn't have duration. Maybe he just didn't get the lineup. Ooh, goes for an aggressive whip on Bree and gets a Bree forced to use her amps to keep her momentum going. Some pretty rough trap spots there. Yeah, it's using the ball hog boost to get ahead. Logan needs to do Eggman's nightclub next, probably. That'd be a good one. Got the last lap going in here. Denny with the lead going into the last lap. Seacat's pulling ahead and gets immediately clipped by a Jaws. Ooh, a very good Orby from Denny. Bree somehow doesn't fall off the map though, so it could have been worse. Ooh, a banana there. It's definitely gonna trip some people up. Lots of traps on that little pipe section. The last checkpoint here. Looks like Denny probably has this. Lilac actually managed to catch up and secures herself second, tied with Private Twinkletoes. Denny really did need that first place. Fortunately, Midvis losing to the bot. Never mind. Okay. Who lost to the bot? It's minus 0.1. Alright, last round. Alright, starting off here, Mega Lava Reef. Pretty straightforward course, all things considered. I think the main thing here is just avoiding the hazards and managing your rings properly, because you can run out of rings pretty quickly. As is observed by by Midvis and Private Twinkletoes over there. Ring management is extremely important. A lot of chaos on the ramp. Denny getting a kind of a crazy jaws there, not gonna lie. Eggmark getting passed around. Eventually finds its way on the Private Twinkletoes, giving Lilac some ammunition. Ooh, Lilac with the aggressive mind too. Just farming amps off of everybody. Has some pretty good XP. Ooh, Bree. Looks like she was trying to go for the Hudoro spot there. Probably not a bad idea. If someone takes that lap 5, it's gonna be a free tripwire. In the last lap, we got Denny and Aerith kind of hang out at the top with Seacats coming in. A lot of speed, it looks like. Doesn't have super great XP. Ooh, a very, very tight line from Bree, using the super ring to circumvent the ring loss from the lava. And Denny's gonna pull ahead, securing a top spot, potentially saving his run, keeping him on the winner's side. We'll have to see how the points shake out. Fortunately, not look Midvis. No. Lost to Bot Knuckles. That was unfortunate. Had a really strong start, but kind of Seacats. He's getting a live show with his set, but it's looking like if these scores are accurate, it's looking like Aerith, Lilac, and Midvis are dropping to lower bracket. Is this true, Napwak? Are the scores accurate? Yes? Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna throw it to a break really quick, and we will start getting set up for the next set. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Hello, everybody. We are back. We'll be starting in 5 minutes or whenever Galactice shows up. Unfortunately, Galactice did not show up for his last set, and I honestly doubt he's going to show up for this one, but we'll give him the 10 minutes anyways. So in this set, this is going to be the lower semis. So the people in this set are at risk of being eliminated. We have Will 12, Pure, Midbus, Doodle, Aerith, Super, Lilac, and Galactice, allegedly. But part of me thinks he's going to be getting a bot instead. He has not said anything. We'll have to see. So again, same as last set, this set is going to be 6 rounds. It'll be the last 6 round set of the day. And after this set, I'll be sending you guys over to Krakow Stream, who will be streaming the last 2 sets of the day. I'm just glad the stream's working, because I haven't streamed in like 6 months. So I was kind of concerned that things would just kind of fall apart. Break down. So, hello Kelly, by the way. I forgot to say hi. Hope you're having a good day. So, you want me for his eyelashes? I want you. Alright, 1 minute. Galactice not here. Then we're getting a bot. Alright, we got for practice. For practice. This is fucking practice, dude. Oh my god, that's so funny. Alright, everybody, what did we learn from the living stream that was going on before this event started? What did we all learn? Oh boy. We do not speak of the lad. No, 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 no. Chill, chill. It's a pretty good section for voltage here. Okay, never mind. And just holding the voltage all the way out there, that's pretty crazy. I hope it's not just me, but I'm getting some stutters here. Feeling it might just be me, because it doesn't seem like it's affecting anybody else. Fine for you? Okay, fuck me, I guess. Damn. Probably just because I'm streaming on Twitch too. Thank God I'm not playing. That'd be really bad. Good thing that didn't almost happen. Thank God. Thank you, Midbis, for taking the bullet for me. Dude, that is unfortunate. Getting the big swerve off the map. Thank you for the follow bait. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your emotes for the channel. What's all taking that? A tripwire. You're going for the big slam there. Good job, Super. Doodle going for the good job. Good job, Doodle. Hey, it's practice, it doesn't matter. Get the voices out of your head to bail now. You're actually pulling pretty ahead on this lap here. Yep. It's a Will 12 moment. Mental damage. It's about the mental damage there, yeah. Midmiss unfortunately falling off the map. Can this one count? No. They're calling it the longest practice race in existence. Bad luck, no fun. That's fucked up. Where are the posy vibes? When do you need them? Hello, Professor Renderer. I forgot if I said hi. Good luck, how funny. Alright, Roller Mark 2 is back in the building. We got interesting lineup here. I actually like a handful of it. I think all these maps have a little bit of sauce to them. It'll be interesting what people will come up with for each map. Let's have another 6-minute duel here. Gonna make sure to fault the bot. It's kind of mean. What did Roller do? Roller's just trying his best, man. Look at that. I'm not the bot. These Roller was on time. This is true. Roller was on time. Don't be mean to Roller. We got Will 12 and Midbiss and Pure actually pulling up ahead to start here. Got a pretty devious drop target from Will right into Pure. Oh shit. Pretty bad drop off there. Aerith and Midbiss. hanging out in the front here. Not who I expected. Doodle kind of stuck in the mid pack here, it looks like. Or kind of stuck in the back. Good use of ring there to get enough speed to just take that straight. Ooh, a huge bump off into mid bus off the map. Will 12 opting for the instant try dash there, letting the big MT even speed. Aerith and Will going into the final lap here. Pretty far ahead of the rest of the pack, although Doodle is catching up. Opting to play Vector and eats a banana. Unfortunate. Keep thinking it's Beef. That is Beef has kind of taken up Aerith. Or not Aerith. Why'd I say Aerith? Taking up Pure as a not Pure, Sarah. Anyways, Doodle up ahead in front here with Aerith. And Pure. Pure gets the unfortunate bump. Will 12 stops Aerith in their tracks. It's now between Will 12 and Doodle here, coming up to the last stretch, although Will does have the speed to take that straight. Same with Aerith there. Ooh, but Doodle's got the secret Orbi weapon from the Hue. Could be very... Ooh! An unfortunate bump! Oh my god, it looks like Aerith bumped Will off the map. And that just let Midbis and Lilac pull ahead. That is just unfortunate for those two. Holy. That is pretty rough. We go out with a bang, amen. I could see any of these I could see any four of these players moving on, to be honest. Will, do you know Green Hills yet? That is Will has got on record to say that Green Hills is one of his worst maps. Which I don't blame him. There's a lot to think about with that map. There's many different ways you can approach it. So if you ever have Will in your Mogi, you can counterpick him by picking Green Hill. Starting off here, looks like Super's gonna get the lead here. He's already got a wave dash built up. We got a lot of people opting to hold a drift for the tri dash. Pure getting the rainbow. Kind of pushing Doodle ahead a little bit. Pretty tight packed here, except for the bot, and then also Doodle and Will are stuck in the back right now. As Leon? Oh shit, yeah, you're right, my bad. He's got a name. Ooh, Lilac going for the whip on Pure. Pure brake checks after the whip goes off. Midbis taking just a little too tight there. Bit of a line fail for Midbis. Pure and Midbis just kind of hanging out in the back. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, wait, Stone Shoe in play with Midbis. Careens into Lilac, giving Pure some amps. Looks like Super's gonna pull ahead. Potentially be in a position to get the XP here for first place. Yep, there we go. This is an opportunity for Pure. Oh my god, Midbis in a perfect spot to send Pure off the map. That's definitely gonna completely ruin her race. Just an unfortunate sharing the same spot. Got Will 12 with the mine, looking to get a target. Finds Midbis and ooh! Lilac manages to defend her first with a very well-timed whip against Will 12. Brutal item. Leon down. Extremely close finish between Lilac and Will there. Though Lilac did get the best XP for that lobby, so it's definitely working out. They're all pretty, top 4 is pretty close so far. Got an interesting lineup of maps here. Let's see what they decide to go with. Operators. Operators over space. Oh my god, we got a celebrity in the room. Donkey Kong Jr. is gonna grace us with his appearance here. So this is a map that relies a lot on super for zombie aura breath. That's pretty powerful. This map is pretty reliant on well-timed tri-dashes to kind of cut that pure. Oh no. Unfortunate bounce off of somebody, but like you've been seeing already, right? This map kind of relies on pretty optimized tri-dash usage in order to save as much time as possible. Oh my god, people are just jumping on each other. Goomba stomping lobby. There's been like at least like 4 instances only on the 3rd race alone. That's crazy. Got super and Midwest. Hanging out here. There's a pretty good mine right there. I think it's for Midwest, judging by the color. Got Will 12 pulling ahead, getting that first place XP. Midbiz doing a pretty good job at holding their lead right now. Everyone just pulling rings instead. Not opting to go for any damaging items. Aerith bumped into the middle section, but managed to recover their position just fine. Will opting. Ooh, the springs catch him. Trying to go for the ring box there, it looks like. And we got bananas on the ramp. Oh my goodness. Someone hits those. They are screwed. Aerith misses the item set by chart because of the width that they charge. It's pretty brutal. Not something you want to see. Not something you want in this game. If you miss an item set, it can be pretty damning on some maps. Midbiz, unfortunately, gets caught on the lip. Sends them backwards. That is just unfortunate. Super placing a pretty evil mine and catches Will. Sets amps for super. And we got Super Doodle Lilac, top 3 going into the last lap. The banana from Super. Looking to trap. Gets pure. That's amps. Ooh, Super lining up a shot with the Orby, but Lilac's Jaws blocks it. Lilac's been doing a pretty good job maintaining her front runs. Mega Search gets good XP. Oh, the banana! It's unfortunately going to put her in spin out for quite a while. Definitely needs to go pick up some rings or something. Predicting ring song. Ooh, manages to. Oh! Passing of the Toximister. Slows her down even further. Here trying to play catch up here. Taking the quarter pipes in order to get some momentum. Ooh, and Pyrrha hits the. Ooh, the bumper's bouncing around, trapping people. Will 12 eats an egg mark and letting the Super take first place here. With Doodle, Midbiss, and Will following up. Unfortunately, Lilac and Pyrrha actually tied 5th. That's pretty good for whoever was in the back. Pretty close, all things considered. I play this game's probably gonna be in this fucking set. Only a 2-point difference between Lilac and Doodle. They are fighting for that 4th place spot. The bot was trying to do bag chats. Hi, Logan. The bot's been putting in work. Fortunately, Galactice did not show up, so we have to have a bot pull up and take his place. Very unfortunate. All right, we got Mega Sandopolis. Oh my god, this might be the set of all time. This is a very interesting metagame here. Basically, what you want to do is not put down a Eudora at the start, because if you do that, you are giving somebody a free spring, and it looks like Aerith is doing just that, except it doesn't look like they took the spring or used it for anything. The Eudoras are kind of a bait here, actually. Pretty good for teams, probably, but if you're doing FFA, don't even bother with the Eudoras. Because, again, people are just going to intentionally run into them in hopes for a free spring at the start of the race. A Doodle with a pretty nasty banana, trapping Lilac's line. You can already see the Eudoras flying around. You're opting to hold a wave dash for quite a long time. The world's slowest Jaws manages to finally catch Will 12. And Super DCs. Unfortunately, it is past 30 seconds, so he is not going to reset. That is unfortunate. It's now a 6-man race with Aerith eating an Orby from Doodle, unfortunately. We got pure Doodle and Lilac in your top 3 here for this race. Midbis seems to be having a hard time. Might just be me. I don't think heavyweights don't look like they thrive on this map. Seems like Midbis is fighting an uphill battle. Doodle manages to take advantage. See what I mean? Pulling the Eudoras down here. There's so many of them. You're just going to give somebody a free spring. Doodle gets another one. Manages to take the loop fast enough. Takes the loop fast enough. Gets the free spring 2 laps in a row. That's basically going to secure his victory there. Now it's just the rest playing catch-up. Unfortunately, Bot Pulseman isn't having a good time. That score interrupt for Super is pretty rough. That lap just put me down. Seems like Aerith's having a rough time. Now Doodle has pulled ahead in the rankings, definitely thanks to those Eudoras. This is the second to last round of the set. We got a pretty interesting lineup of maps here. We got 3 runners and only one that kind of allows for a more consistent back and forth. I would say in Coastal, Final Fall, and Press Garden, with Big Time Breakdown being more of a catch-up oriented map comparatively. And we get the hardest runner of them all. I love this map. The line feels so good on it. But man, if you get first blood, you kind of just win. And it's a little rough. It's harping on Barbie Rewind. What are we talking about? We got Pulseman, the Amp Farm, taking some damage to start here. First blood goes to Doodle. Virtually Pure is low on rings and just kind of eating a ring sting. Jaws from Doodle is definitely going to throw Lilac off and into the bump too. That is just unfortunate. Got a whips from Will 12. What else is new? The sky is blue. Will opting to grab his own mine, looking for a good relocate. Probably on the ramp. Yep, on the ramp. Hopefully it'll catch somebody. Hopefully for him at the very least. But even if it doesn't catch anyone. Oh, what is that? Who just got Goomba Stomped? Doodle got Goomba Stomped. Insane. Absolutely insane. The Goomba Stomps are plentiful in this set. Oh my god. Got Midbis holding on to a Prox Mine there, putting it on the fast fall spot, hoping to catch somebody who is not paying attention. That mine from Will is still there, but it's a bit too wide, unfortunately, to catch the competition. I'm trying to take that top slot. Doodle getting triple bananas. Seems to be placing them on the upward portion of the map. Ooh, Midbis, unfortunate bumps. He cast the super ring to readjust his position, but it doesn't seem to be enough. We got the last item set here. Aerith has a Prox Mine, has the opportunity to lay down a hazard, but unfortunately the mine gets knocked out from under them. It's now a very tight race at the end. Everyone was just bunched up to each other the whole time except for Lilac. And Super. Yeah, wow, top 4. All finishing within like a second and a half of each other. That is crazy. Top 5 finishing within a second and a half of each other. It's the worst possible race for me on this map. Doodle got very lucky he did not get contested after the amp bail. Unfortunately, Lilac's 4th seems to be slipping away. Puri's catching up in points. The gap between Will and Aerith is... Actually, yeah, it's between Will and Aerith for 4th, it looks like. But the gap is really small. Just get 150. The map is Stormbreak. Yeah. Oops. Map Pico Park. We have big Pico Park here. Ooh, we got the good music too. Hell yeah. Just go bomb and get an easy dub. You're all letting the bot get first blood. You bot. Who's the bot? Bot Amy? Oh my god. I mean, bot Amy's pretty powerful. That's the Spirit of Ray up there. Ooh! The Shrey Orby into Doodle from Lilac is a pretty powerful play. Dude, bot Amy in 2nd? I mean, to be fair, the bots actually do pretty well in this map, just because there isn't... It's just a straight line. Lilac taking down bot Amy. Getting Eudora off on Pure. It's a pretty back and forth race so far. No one's been able to hold it for longer than hold the lead for longer than maybe 10 or 15 seconds at a time. And this looking for the Orby there, try and slow somebody's roll. Manages to hit Doodle with it. Ooh, Pure has a shoe that Midbis has grabbed, it looks like. Bot Amy eating shit on the jaws, while Midbis just kind of carries around the shoe and is giving Pure amps, letting her maintain a lead on Class A of all classes on this map. Definitely not what you would expect from Class A. Bot Amy back in it already. Consistently finding herself in the top spots. We got one of the last stretches here. Last item set for this set here. Was in a pretty good position, but the Doodle does have amps from hitting Midbis. It's not enough to catch up to Will 12 though, but it is enough to secure a 2nd place. Super dies to bot Amy. That is unfortunate. Sorry, I don't make the rule. The Spirit of Ralph gets 7th place. God bless. And it looks like our final scores is gonna bring us to Doodle, Pure, Will, and Midbis. Get to move on to lower finals. Unfortunately, this means... Hold on. Unfortunately, this means Galactice, Aerith, Lilac, and who else? And Super all get eliminated. So thank you so much, guys, for hopping on and playing. Appreciate having you guys participate. Hope to see you in the next one. Do you have the scores for that set, Network?
Yeah, I'll get them.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so let me set up for a raid since my part in this protection is all done. We're gonna be sending a raid over to Krakow, who will be streaming losers finals and grand finals for this event. So I will go start that. And we will be back tomorrow. There will be another tournament tomorrow actually for some of our lower MMR, more beginner players, more beginner intermediate players. We'll have an event for them, and it'll be good fun. It'll be very interesting. So definitely give that a watch tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. at my Twitch channel probably, and also Krakow. So I'll go send you guys over there now. You guys take care.